I can't do it.
Okay.
We'll do it live.
Okay.
No. We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
Right.
Fucking thing sucks.
In 5, 4, 3.
Anyone claiming that America's economy is in decline is peddling fiction.
I've abandoned free market principles to save the free market system.
But we have to pass the bill so that you can find out what is in it.
Raising the debt ceilings does not increase our debt. It does not somehow promote profligacy.
I know words. I have the best words. Nobody knows the system better than me, which is why I alone can fix it.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Peddling Fiction Podcast. Happy Friday. Let's say hello to the one and only Justin Hillbilly Boy Campbell. Of course, I'm your host, the voice and soul of so-called fiction, Johnny Profita. What's going on over there? How you doing?
Pretty good. Not too bad, as a matter of fact. It finally stopped raining today. So maybe I'll get to mow my yard tomorrow, or maybe it'll start raining again tomorrow, and then I'll have to go another week without getting to mow it. It's already starting to look kind of like a jungle out here, but that's okay. Keeps the riffraff away. People don't come like knocking on your door asking you questions if you got grass that's knee high and cars all over the place. They know you don't have money if that's the case.
You have one of those rideable hillbilly motors?
Yeah. Mine's about to fall apart. It has been welded back together and rebuilt a couple of times, but it still runs. I'm going to run that fucking thing until the wheels fall off of it or it just completely dies.
Do you guys have those races that I used to see on King of the Hill?
Oh my God. No, I don't know where they do those. Interestingly enough, when I first moved up here back in 2012, my boss had moved here from Wisconsin, I think it was, but he built and raced those like drag racing lawnmowers. And he would like load one in the back of his truck and bring it up to work and like get it out and drive it around and show it off. Those things are fucking awesome. I mean, I wouldn't mow a yard with it, but they're basically just drag racing lawnmowers. It's a whole other animal. It's crazy.
It's a whole other lifestyle over there.
Welcome to Hillbilly Land.
Yeah. Well, what's going on in the rest of the world? What we got on the docket for this lovely Friday afternoon?
I don't know. What do you want to kick off with? I mean, I feel like the big news of the week was not only did the United States get its first pope, but he's from Chicago. So,
yeah, the Chicago Pope. I saw Brandon Johnson bragging about it, so this guy probably sucks.
Because Brandon Johnson had anything to do with that at all. Or even knew who the guy was or anything. So he's considered for the list of popes who were in consideration. He's considered to be very centrist and moderate, which is probably why they chose him, because, you know, a good centrist is going to be just useless enough to not fix anything, but also maybe not make anything worse either. Like there were the top three Pope candidates, the ones at least in the betting odds, the top three were all very conservative, not like politically conservative, but like socially conservative. They were very traditionalist types, and this guy's more meh. He's like not great on anything, but also not really terrible on anything. he's just very middle of the road. But it is the first American pope. He gave his speech in Italian and Spanish, so he's like, and instead of taking the opportunity to get up there and really like throw out a hard Chicago accent and Chicago, he got up there and gave his speech in Spanish and Italian. But he did have an interesting message to deliver.
Filii et Spiritus Sancti descendat super vos et maniat per.
For those who can't, who are just listening, the captions on this say say God bless you all, except for those who live in Green Bay, Wisconsin. You may have more Super Bowls, but fuck the Packers.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, dude. I am Catholic, but I'm just not a very good one. So like, this doesn't really. I don't know, dude. I don't understand like what the big deal is about the Pope. It has no effect on my life. I feel like, does it even really affect the church? I guess like, okay, yeah, having the first one from the US is a big deal. I wonder if that pisses off the rest of the world. I don't know. But
he was really, really, really a long shot for it. Like a lot of the like odds makers, like on the breakdown page. Okay, is it crazy that I spent like a significant amount of time on the odds makers websites reading about the different popes? Because I mean, that was like the best place that you could find good quick information on all of the potential pope candidates, because it was like, all right, this guy's going off at 7-2 odds. This guy, like, it gave you the odds on which ones they thought were the most probable to be selected as the pope. And then you got a quick like paragraph rundown of kind of what their positions are on everything, who they are, where they're from, stuff like that. A lot of the odds makers websites didn't even list him at all. He was really a long shot. So yeah, it is interesting to see that. I'm not Catholic, and I think there's a whole lot more weight given to the Pope than what probably ought to be, but whatever. It's interesting.
yeah, like he's not going to say a bunch of dumb woke shit like the last one, right?
Probably not.
Yeah. So I don't know, dude. Does the Pope even really have like that big of an effect on the Catholic Church these days? Like, I just don't understand what the big deal is.
The last Pope sort of did, but I don't know. It was odd. Like for as woke and as much of the progressive agenda as what the last one seemed to kind of promote, he also walked some of that back at times. He also towards the end said on more than one occasion that the Catholic Church had a big problem with faggots. So like that there was too much faggotry in the Catholic Church. So he wasn't always all bad. I don't know if we talked about it. The Benedict, the one before this last one, Francis, he was very conservative, traditionalist. Like he did not believe in any of the woke anything, and he ended up being the one that got tangled up in being the Pope at the time that all of the sex allegations and the child molestation stuff came out, which was deliberate. He was trying to not only maintain the traditionalism of the church, he was trying to push it back more old school theology type of stuff. And all of this like child molestation and everything else, everybody's known about that shit since the 60s or 70s. It's not like it was new, but they dump everything while that guy's the Pope and run him out. Like he resigned. But so after he resigned, he wrote a book that was released after he died. That basically was just like a tell-all. It was like, all right, this is what's been going on in the Catholic Church, specifically in the clergy and in the training of the clergy and everything for the last like 10 years, and like talked extensively about how a lot of the clergy of the Catholic Church not only are they not Catholic, they're not even Christian. They're doing it for the paycheck. Like they're in it for a job, not for a belief in God or the Bible or anything like that. Talked about like gay sex parties at like their trainings and stuff. Like a lot of crazy shit going on with the Catholic Church. So like this guy might be okay. The new one might be okay. There might be a little bit of a push back towards more traditionalism after that book came out, and after there was some pushback to some of the progressivism of this last pope in some ways. So I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how things kind of play out going forward.
Yeah. But you don't really like, so as far as all the pedophilia goes, you think he'll be sweeping a lot of that under the rug, or is he going to root it out? Oh
no, this guy will absolutely sweep that under the rug. He had given, I can't remember when it was. It's been sometime in the last 20 years. He had like housed and given sanctuary to a priest that had done a lot of that shit, and like he kind of like made sure that guy got taken care of so that he wouldn't get
embarrass the institution.
Yeah, and he wouldn't get fed feet first through a wood chipper.
What kind of salary are these guys making?
You mean like Catholic priests? I'm not sure.
Yeah, I always wondered about that. All right. Well, I don't know if like the idea that the Catholic Church can't be embarrassed as an institution at this point is a little ridiculous, in my opinion. I mean, everybody just assumes that every priest is a fucking pedophile.
Right.
So, I don't know why they don't go fucking just ham on root it out, be very fucking open about what punishing these people.
Well, that's the only solution that they have at this point. Like you have to go full traditionalist. You have to root it all out. You have to get rid of the gay sex orgies and the pedophilia and all of the stuff. Like, but they're not going to do that. So,
maybe they should let priests bang chicks.
I think
you might get some non-pedophiles in those roles.
I think this Pope has actually been on record saying that he doesn't necessarily agree with the celibacy stuff for priests. So,
yeah, I mean that's got to be one of the driving forces behind like why you end up with a bunch of fucking pedophiles. Because nobody who's straight hetero that wants to bang adults is going to become a priest. That's a big sacrifice. So it's like, so the ones who like are just going to fucking fiddle little boys, they weren't going to bang adult chicks anyways. So it's not as big of a sacrifice for them. And hence you end up with, 60, 70, 80% of priests being fucking pedophiles. I don't know what the real percentage is, but there's a lot of them, it seems like. So I don't know. That's my piece of advice to you guys. Maybe let them get married. Like, isn't that one of the holy sacraments?
You would think that would be okay.
Yeah. But I guess they just have to dedicate themselves to the Lord. Oh God. All right. Well, yeah, I don't know what else to say about it. I don't really care. Pope being like, again, just I don't know, dude. I don't have like a great allegiance to Chicago, so like I don't know. I guess it's kind of cool. But are there any other implications, this being the first U.S. priest?
There are some people who believe that the first, or that the American Pope would be the one that ushers in the Antichrist. So there is that. But also those people think everything is ushering in the Antichrist. So like, it's hard to take that seriously. But I think this is the one that precedes the one that will usher in the Antichrist. Like if this guy comes in and goes pretty traditionalist and tries to push back against some of the progressivism, then I think the next one that follows will just go full off the just off the charts woke and be the one that does actually usher in the Antichrist. But that's, maybe out after our lifetime, so we don't have to worry about it.
How old is this? Oh, he was born in 1955 or something, right?
He's 69, I believe.
Yeah. What is there like an can you have like a super young pope? Is that allowed?
I don't think it's disallowed.
It's not like running for president or something. You got to be at least 35.
I mean, I'm sure there's probably an age cutoff somewhere just for.
Should we look that up? How old do you need to be? I mean, you got to have some sort of wisdom. At least 35 years. Okay. No maximum age limit. Like, what does the Pope do all day long? Like, he's not running any fucking mass, right?
I'm really not sure what the response.
Just kind of hangs out in Vatican City.
Yeah, just be the dude.
Rearrange pedophiles around the world.
Yeah.
Ragging on the Catholic Church a little too much here. Oh boy. Well, I don't know. It's it was a surprise. That's all I could say. But so was the Pope dying on Easter.
According to Grok, there are no specific age requirements to become Pope. Any baptized male Catholic who is not a heretic, in schism, or notorious for simony can be elected, regardless of age. However, in practice, cardinals who elect the Pope are typically older, and the youngest Pope in history, John the 12th, was elected at around 18 in 955 AD.
Well, Google's telling me that 35 is the minimum. Google's AI. I wonder which one's right. Google's AI was wrong about this like a beach club over here. I got into an argument because I knew I was 100% right about when this thing opened up. I literally watched them build it, and the person I was arguing with was just like, no, I just Googled it. They've been open since 2011. I was like, no, they haven't. They have not. I watched them build it over the last 2.5, 3 years. They just opened up. I'm not fucking crazy. I thought I was losing my mind for a minute, and I was like, no, I'm better than Google. But I don't know. Okay. The youngest Pope, 18.
Well, I looked it up on Bing originally, and Bing said that you had to be 80. And it's like, no, that's absolutely not right. So that's why I went to Grok.
All right, jury's out on this one. But that would be really weird to have a super young Pope.
I say apparently alive and Catholic is all the requirement that they need for you to become Pope. So
yeah, and I don't know. Okay, well, whatever. That's enough. That's enough religion for a Friday.
We got our religion fix in for the month. We really don't talk religion very often.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Speaking of, okay. And this Sunday is Mother's Day, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Speaking of Sunday,
be sure to call your mother on Sunday. Wish her happy Mother's Day.
Yeah. Send some flowers. Man, these flower companies make a fortune from me every year. Mother and 3 sisters.
I don't give flowers for shit. I'm a bad husband and son, I guess.
I never give flowers to girlfriends or anything. I just think it's I don't know. I just don't like giving that as a gift. It seems stupid. They die in like 2 days.
Right. They're gonna die anyway. They don't serve any purpose. Like, what, you're gonna put them in a vase and stick them on the table. But now when we sit
for
down
like
at
4
the table,
days.
but now when we sit down at the table to eat, we have to move them because we can't see each other across the table. We've got a giant flower arrangement in them. Like,
yeah, women love decorative shit though. That's why they have the towels in the bathroom that you can't use. It's just like, all right, this doesn't make any sense.
oh my gosh! All right, we're gonna tangent here. We have 2 decorative towels in the kitchen that we're not allowed to use. So I have my own towel that I keep on the back of my chair, like hanging on the back of my chair, so that whenever I'm like doing stuff in the kitchen, cooking or washing dishes or whatever, I grab that towel and I'll like hang it off my belt. And that way I've got a towel handy. So I'll leave it on the back of my chair. Well, my wife will come around and steal my towel and use it for something, and then throw it in the washing machine or in the dirty clothes hamper. And now I come in and I do something, and I go to grab my towel, like, I wash my hands or get some food out or something. Now I have dirty hands. I wash my hands. I go to grab my towel. I don't have a towel anymore. What's the only towel in the kitchen? The fucking decorative one. Like, if you don't want me to use the decorative towel, stop stealing my damn towel that I use to wipe my hands.
Yeah. Oh man. I just remember growing up, I used to get in so much trouble for using the decorative towels. Oh man, it is absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, but yeah, like all that decorative shit just doesn't resonate with me.
You would be proud of Sean. He just no fucks given. He just bull in a china shop will grab whatever towel he sees. He's like, "There's no decorative towels." And just completely destroy it.
I could see that for him. But I'd much rather give a chick like an actual plant that's alive. If I'm gonna give a flower of some sort, give him like a living one, not one that's just been cut and it's gonna die in like 4 days.
That's what I usually do with Stephanie. Is I give her plants. But now we've reached the point where we have so many plants in the house that like I'm almost stepping over plants to get through the house, and I'm worried she's gonna start like moving them out here and telling me that I have to take care of them.
Yeah, they would die immediately. Plants give me so much anxiety over fucking watering them. The place that I was renting this year had like a bunch of plants, and I don't know how often to water them or how much water to give them. I kept them alive, but like kind of just barely, and it was always just kind of like weighing. I was like, oh shit, I got to go back there just to water these fucking plants. If you can't eat them, I don't understand what the point is. But
I have a cactus on my nightstand next to my bed, and I'm pretty sure that motherfucker's dead because I hadn't ever watered it, and we lived here for 2 years or so.
Yeah, I do like a nice garden or something like that, but the idea of having to keep up with it's almost a fucking full-time job. That's what the ladies are for. That's what the ladies are for. You bring home the bacon, they manage the garden.
But speaking of the ladies and bacon, there's been some interesting scenery popping up all over the place worldwide. Random statues of fat black women have been popping up. While it's not allowed to have statues of Thomas Jefferson or Teddy Roosevelt, amongst others, in New York City, a 12-foot bronze statue of a fat black woman is just standing there is certainly permitted. The new statue in Times Square, named "Grounded in the Stars." The purpose of it, according to its creator, Thomas J. Price, is to be a stark contrast of 2 statues in Duffy Square of Father Francis Duffy and George M. Cohen, and a way to disrupt traditional ideas of what a triumphant figure is.
Yeah, disrupt because traditionally, in order to get a statue, usually you are an actual, like a real person. This is just like a fictional. This isn't anybody, right?
Yeah, it's just random.
It's just the idea of a fucking overweight average black woman. So usually to get a fucking statue, you had to accomplish something. You had to be a person worthy of a statue. That's traditionally why you would go through the effort of putting a statue up, to honor somebody that accomplished something with their life, not just some fucking fat Joe Schmo. It's nobody. And she looks angry. So like a fat, angry black chick. This is what we're erecting monuments to now. Mediocrity. It's just so perfect for where we are as a fucking country, where, merit is not something that should be rewarded. It's all just mediocrity. This is like, I can't think of a more just mediocre looking person and mediocre idea of just, this is just a person, done nothing noteworthy, can't even keep her weight under control. It's just so fucking emblematic of where the US, or at least half the US, is. Like, Thomas Jefferson, no, can't do that because he actually accomplished something. And but we'll just, fictional fat black chicks, sure, why not? Why the fuck not? George Floyd's got a bunch of statues and shit too. This is just like the dumbest idea. I don't know who greenlits this shit. Like, how does this guy get to just put the statue up?
Right. How is that not like some sort of a code violation or something? Like
you have to have like a vote, like the city council votes on it or whatever.
You can just put a 12-foot fucking statue in the middle of the city, and that's totally cool.
Well, you can if it's a black chick, because then if you take it down, you're a Nazi, a white supremacist. So what do we do? I guess we'll just have to worship. Like, who are these? Are these all just random? Not even real people.
Yes, I assume so.
Like, what is that? That's in London. Like, did they do any? Like, what? I don't understand. I'm just gonna make a statue of nobody and put it. Like, what is the fucking point of it? Like, it should be somebody that had a life worth noting, and you note it by erecting the statue, and you put that in front of the station. Be like, this person like funded the station, or did the first this, or did the first that. Not
this
just
is
like,
art. This is art, Johnny. This is what passes for art.
I was joking on Twitter that this is probably the dumbest statue I've ever seen. And like a year or two ago, there was like that Italian guy that sold the invisible statue for like 50 grand or whatever it was.
It was more than that.
Yeah, it was like, well, how much was it?
It was a couple million.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it was
the
invisible
statue.
Yeah.
At least with the invisible statue, you don't have to fucking look at it.
I wonder where the person who bought it put it. Like, if they've got their invisible statue like in a glass case, like so nobody can touch
transporting it must have been a bitch. Those transportation fees.
How much for that? I wonder how much that cost to move the invisible statue. Because you don't want it to like fall over and break, because then how would you find any of the pieces? Yeah.
Dude, that'd be so funny if you were there. I'd be like, yo, I'll deliver this to your house for you. It's for like 25 grand. You just make sure it's insured.
How do you insure an invisible sticker? Because that like priceless art, or the expensive art, like it should, they get insurance on that. How as an insurance company do you insure an invisible statue? Like, if that doesn't prove that insurance is just a scam, I don't know what does.
Nah, dude, the one I'm thinking of only sold for $18,000 at auction. Maybe there's another invisible one. 18 grand. Like, shit. But I'd rather have that than these just like morbidly obese chicks that don't even exist in real. Like, it's not even like Rosa Parks or anything like that. It's just, here's just the idea of an average person. We're going to erect a statue to it. Why? There's no reason to. Why are we celebrating mediocrity? Why would we celebrate like a life that didn't exist, but the idea of a life that just accomplishes, practically nothing? It's just an average life. Like, okay, we need a statue for that. Everybody gets their own stat. It's like the participation trophy of statues. But the memes have been pretty good. I don't know if I've seen it. Somebody's been sending me a bunch of like statue ideas based off of that. I'll have to put them up on the. Is that I can't even tell like if some of these are real or not. This is where we are as a fucking country now. But yeah, I'll have to post them in the Facebook meme stream. I bet that's fucking lit this week. Haven't had time to check it. Alrighty, what else did I send you? Man, my brain is just not really functioning today.
So speaking of brains not functioning, let's listen in to Joe Biden trying to answer a question.
Joe Biden, yeah, oh God.
Mr. President, since you left office, there have been a number of books that have come out, deeply sourced from Democratic sources, that claim in your final year there was a dramatic decline in your cognitive abilities. In the final year of your presidency, what is your response to these allegations, or are these sources wrong?
They are wrong. There's nothing to sustain that. Number one. Number two, think of what we're left with. We're left with a circumstance where we had an insurrection when I started. Not since the Civil War. We had a circumstance where we were in a position that the pandemic, because of the incompetence of the last outfit, end up over 1 million people dying. We're also in a situation where we found ourselves unable to deal with a lot of just basic issues, and which I won't go into. It's interesting. And so we worked, and we got it done. And one of the things that and
Alyssa, one of the things.
Yes, you better step in and save them.
People who wrote those books were not in the White House with us, and they didn't see how hard Joe worked every single day. I mean, he'd get up, he'd put in a full day, and then at night I'd be in bed, reading my book, and he was still on the phone reading his briefings, working with staff. I mean, it was nonstop. It's the White House. Being president is not like a job. It's a lifestyle. It's a life that you live. You live it 24 hours a day. That phone can ring at 11 o'clock at night or 2 in the morning. It's constant. You never leave.
Looks like he's nodding off.
Joe worked really hard. I think he was a great president. And if you look at things today, give me Joe Biden anytime.
They always got to have him with a handler. Like, he doesn't get to do anything alone anymore.
Yeah, that was like one of the first things that struck me. I was like, yo, I don't remember the last time a former president, like the first thing he's doing in public after leaving the White House, it would be like a solo interview. It wouldn't be like with your wife sitting next to you to bail you out. Dude, it just reminded me. I was like, oh my God, I'm so glad we don't have 4 more years of this bumbling fucking buffoon. He's completely lost his mind. He's like, think of what we left. Think of what we left with. And then he's just started talking about the things that he started with. Because you started with an insurrection. You didn't leave with that. You started with COVID. You didn't leave with COVID. And then he's just like, and other things that I won't get into in the interest of time. I would just love for somebody to be like, no, we have plenty of time. Please continue. Finish the thought, Joe.
Yeah, don't stop. Don't stop there. You were just getting warmed up.
Like, what the fuck are they even trying to accomplish at this point? Like, I have no idea why they're doing The View. And there was like a bunch of other questions that went about as well as that did. I listened to a few other clips, and it's just like they're just trying to carry him through this interview. And I don't even know why he's doing it. I don't know why. Like, what is the point? Like, Joe Biden is not going to get. Dude, could you imagine if they start paying him for speeches? He starts getting like Obama money for speeches, Hillary Clinton money for speeches. I mean, that's got to be what they're trying. Like, are they just out of money or something? And they gotta try to resurrect the big guys so they can start getting some more influence and some more money. Guess Hunter hasn't. Maybe Hunter should erect some statues to old fat black women that haven't done anything. Sell that for another
I'm sure he needs a new art project. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just like, I have no idea what Joe Biden's trying to do. Like, what's the thought process here? Go on The View. Obviously, we're going to crush it. And then what? We're going to resurrect this fucking corpse with dementia who couldn't make it through his last term. He just disappeared for like the last 6 months. He was gone. Just completely gone. Nobody knows anything Joe Biden did after after that debate. He was just completely gone. Yeah, I mean, I have no idea what they're trying to accomplish. Like, dude, just do the George Bush thing and just disappear. Just ride off into the sunset. Take your all your goddamn Burisma money and all that other shit that you got.
Oh, and like all the auto pin stuff that came out and everything else. And that's having him go on The View. They're not going to ask any hard questions. They're just going to give him softball shit and let him mumble. Like, yeah,
well, like there was, I don't think it wasn't in that. Like, there's nothing to these books that are coming out, and it's like he's like, there's nothing to sustain them, substantiate the claims, and then Jill Biden says, like the people who wrote those books weren't in the White House. Like, what? One of them, like the first book that came out. Remember, this was like, I don't know, maybe the beginning of the year or something like that. It came out and they were talking about how like Joe Biden thought he was the president of NATO, not the U.S. And the source on that was like his chief of staff, or so, like I think it was his chief of staff. Like he was in the White House. He went on the record to say that this guy lost his fucking mind.
I was going to say the chief of staff is one of the people who is like on record having said a lot of stuff about Joe Biden's cognitive decline. So, yeah, they weren't in the White House with him. No, I'm pretty sure the chief of staff is there in the White House.
Yeah, and like I wasn't in the White House, but I could tell that he'd lost his fucking mind years ago, well before the 2020 election. He was starting to fade. And this is just, I almost forgot how bad it was to have to listen to him talk. Like that was just, what was that, a 2-minute clip or something like that? You couldn't even get through that.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Just so like, so I sent you a clip of Trump. There's nothing to really talk about here. It's just fucking absolutely hilarious where he's talking about Pete Buttigieg. Like, let's just compare and contrast these two. I want the juxtaposition here. So you had Joe Biden just fumbling his way through a retarded answer.
And when they took over, Buttigieg, who has no clue, he drives to work on his bicycle with his, in all fairness, with his husband on the back, which is a nice, loving relationship. But he didn't have a clue. This guy didn't have a clue. And he's actually a contender for president. Between him and Crockett, you can have that party. But he didn't know what he was doing.
It's like, so the volume was a little low on that, but he butchers the name Buttigieg, and then he just gives this like backhanded compliment, or just like he's riding his bike to work with his husband on the back. Oh, loving relationship.
He didn't have any idea what he was doing. He's riding his bike to work with his husband on the back, which is a beautiful relationship.
Like he's being totally facetious. It's absolutely fucking hilarious that he's just ripping on this guy like in this press conference. And it's like, oh man, I don't even care what he does with all the power, as long as he just keeps doing these press conferences and saying hilarious shit. It's so much more entertaining than having to listen to Joe Biden attempt to like sound coherent.
Right. I did not vote for Donald Trump for any of his policy positions or for the economy, maybe a little bit for immigration, but I live out in BFE fucking Indiana. There's not a whole lot around here. I voted for Donald Trump 100% entirely for press conferences like that, where he makes fun of the left, where he talks shit to reporters. I voted for mean tweets and all of the chaos. I don't give a single solitary shit about any of the rest of it. This is what I want.
Yeah. Well, and they've kind of put us in that position, to be honest. Like when you fuck a country up to the degree that we're in right now, we got to be 37 trillion in debt right now. tens of millions of illegal immigrants have already flooded over here. There's just no way they're going to deport all these people. It's just impossible. The dollar's been fucking destroyed. The generations below us are in debt up to their eyeballs with worthless fucking degrees. There's, we're kind of facing almost like a population collapse too, because like, I don't know, there's like 70 something million boomers. And then what was it, like I don't know, all these generations, it gets too confusing, but one of them only has like 40 million people. It's like half the boomer generation. Okay, so nobody can really fix it at this point. You've broken it, and it's only a matter of time before the rest of the world realizes it and the wheels completely come off of this thing. So yeah, I guess keep me entertained in the meantime. Keep me entertained and try not to fuck with my daily life a little, like too much.
Well, I mean, it was funny because my wife, who, like former Bernie bro, my wife voted for Trump this time around. She said, I just did it as a fuck you to all the people that I see on my Facebook and Twitter feed that cry about it all the time. She's like, you hate him so much. He's like destroying the world. Cool. Fuck you. I'm voting for him. Like, that's speaking of Bernie had an interesting soundbite here not too long ago.
Some good Bernie Sanders. Yeah.
5 rallies in a week. The only way you can get around to talk to 30,000 people. Think I'm going to be sitting on a waiting line at United waiting, 30,000 people are waiting. That's the only way you can get around. No apologies for that. That's what campaign travel is about. We've done it in the past. We're going to do it in the future.
That's Bernie justifying why he needs a private plane to bounce at. How old is Bernie Sanders? Like 82 fucking years old? And this dude is doing like campaign rallies and bouncing all over the country in a fucking private jet. Mr. Communism is great. Socialism is great. Everybody
nobody needs a private. Like, who would ever need a private jet? Come on, man.
I'm pretty sure he's one of the climate leads as well, that thinks we need to get to zero emissions and everything, while he bounces around the country on a private
apologies. No apologies. Like, dude, I fucking hate this guy, dude. He's such a piece of shit. It's really unbelievable. No apology. What, I'm supposed to stand in line and wait like all these fucking peasants? Forget that. I'm important. I'm Bernie Sanders. I got to go talk to all these fucking retards that I'm not willing to fly with. I got to go pretend I care about them so they'll give me more money. So I don't have to actually work a day in my fucking life. I can just leech off of these fucking useful idiots. It's amazing to me how dumb people are, man. The fact that people support this guy, he's never once lived up to his ideology. Not once. Every single time it's tested, he fails the fucking test. And now he's flying on private jets. Why? Well, I can't be expected to wait. I got things to do. Very important things. Like, you guys can wait. You're fucking plebs. You guys wait. I fly private. No apologies. You can be a millionaire too. Just write a book.
Well, that's like Stephanie used to be when we first got married, she was kind of a Bernie supporter, and we got to talking about stuff, and like I just started because she was naive and really didn't know a lot about politics or the political figures. She just thought that everybody should have a fair shake thing sounded good. And I was like, you do realize this dude owns like 3 separate mansions and travels in private jets and doesn't actually pay his staff. And like, I start going through all the stuff, and it's like, and then over time, she's like, oh my God, he's an absolute piece of shit. Like, this dude is terrible. Why did anybody think that like Bernie is a good guy? Like,
because they just follow him casually. Like, they see the clips where he's saying all this sing-songy communist horse shit that sounds good to people that don't really think about it. And then they go about their day and they're like, oh yeah, like he was making some good point. Like, those billionaires, they have too much and I don't have enough, so we should tax the rich and then everything will be better. I was joking on Twitter. I was like, let's start one of these GoFundMes. Let's get Bernie up to billionaire status, and then he just has to shut the fuck up. Then he can't talk about anything. Once he becomes a billionaire, I'm willing to give him $1 billion collectively. Let's get him to billionaire status, and then he just has to shut the fuck up for the rest of his life. Which I feel like for whatever reason he's gonna live to like 96. Unfortunately, like this guy's just not going away. Imagine being 82 and that fucking stupid. Although he doesn't seem to like, he can't be that dumb because he doesn't actually believe any of the things that he preaches. Certainly doesn't practice them. Yeah. Bernie needs to drop an N-bomb. We get him to billionaire status, and then we never have to hear from him again. Wouldn't that be nice? No more Bernie Sanders. No more of this just absolute bullshit from this guy.
Speaking of N-bombs.
Yeah. Yeah, roll the Piers Morgan clip, dude. This was unreal.
Unashamedly. And you will
well, go
not
on then,
have
say it. Say
you
the
will
M-
not have
go on,
free
say
speech.
go on. Say the M word. Go on.
I'm
No.
not
Don't
invite. No. I don't want you to invite this woman to say a racially harmful term in front of me because I'm the only on here. So if she says it, I'm the victim of it. So please don't invite her for ratings to call me the N-word because that's basically what it's going to be. There's a bunch of white people up here, and one Uncle Tom on the left here, and to ask her to say the N-word while I'm here is ridiculous. You would not sit here with a Jewish person and say, please use a Jewish slur in front of this Jewish. It's ridiculous. I understand you don't have any bad intent, Piers. I understand what you're trying to do, but we already know she's racist. And I don't want to invite a racial harm to me.
I hear you, and I accept that, and we'll leave it there. Thank you all very much.
Okay, so that was Mark Lamont Hill, who I haven't heard from in a while. Like I used to see him all the time. He was on I think he used to do Bill O'Reilly's show pretty regularly. That dude, watching a grown man freak out like that, like the audio is one thing. You guys got to watch the fucking video. He's like literally shaking. Oh no! Don't say the word! Don't say the word in front of me. I'm the only one. I'm the only black guy here. And there's a black dude standing right next to him, who's just laughing at this guy freak out like a fucking child. Dude, why do they? I don't know, man. If there was a word that bothered me that much that somebody would call me that, I wouldn't let people know that it bothered me that much. Like, maybe I'm crazy, but like, I'm from a fucking generation where like real fucking men would do anything to pretend like whatever just happened to them didn't hurt. If I broke my arm, I'd be like, shake it off. You know, I'm fine. Somebody calls you a bad word and you pretend like it doesn't bother you. This guy's like, I've never seen a freak out like this. Is like the last time I saw somebody freak out like this was like when Trump won the election, and they were just like that chick fucking screaming, dropping to her knees.
The reactions of the others on this panel is hilarious because you got the guy that he refers to as the Uncle Tom just losing his shit this whole time. You got the chick that Piers Morgan was trying to get to say the N-word over here, just like she's dying laughing this whole time. He's losing his shit. And then you got the other chick on the far end that's just sitting there absolutely fucking mortified. Like she can't believe that this is happening.
That was a great freeze frame right there. I don't know. I don't understand what Piers Morgan was trying to like achieve by having her say like, yeah, go ahead and say it or whatever. But I guess just to get the clip with the views, because that's all he
did you watch anything else of it? Because like,
nope, just that.
Basically, she was saying that that she says it and she doesn't think that words are something that should be censored or people should be canceled for. And he's like, "Oh, you say it. Well, say it now. Say it now." Like Piers Morgan. Okay. There was absolutely no reason for Piers Morgan to try to instigate her to say the N-word on the show, other than to try to get clicks. And then instead of that being the thing that gets you the clicks, it's the
Mark
guy
Lamont Hill having a fucking seizure. That. So wait, was that chick? That was the one that got the go send me or the give send go or whatever? No, that was just a different chick.
Nope, she's just a commentator or something. Like she does videos and has a Twitter account and shit like that.
Oh my God, dude. Yeah, and then so the uncle, and then he just calls this guy casually an Uncle Tom. Like that's perfectly fine. Which is just Yeah, the guy that he called an Uncle Tom has that Fresh and Fit podcast. Is Marion or something? Marlon?
Yeah, I can't
something
remember.
like that. I don't know. He does that podcast where he just like brings on a bunch of fucking bimbos and argues with them.
That doesn't narrow down very much. That's become like
Myron Gaines. Thank you, Magoo.
That's become a big podcast genre.
Yeah, I know, dude. It's just like I can bring on a bunch of bimbos and make them look stupid. But at least to his credit, he was fucking laughing his ass off at that fucking snowflake. Mark Lamont Hill. God, yeah, dude. That was just watching a grown man freak out like that over somebody saying a word. I'll never understand that.
For those,
remember the Sticks and Stones?
For those who were watching the video, so whenever whenever he calls Myron Gaines and Uncle Tom, Myron like holds something up and it gets blurred out. This is what he held up. It's one of these little things.
Is it really?
Yes.
Oh shit! Yeah, it's like one of those like toy guns or whatever that shoots out the flag.
Yeah, but the flag says the N-word on it, so that's what he held up whenever after he called him an Uncle Tom.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, at least Myron's got a sense of humor about things. I know he says like a lot of inflammatory things kind of on purpose. That's sort of his shtick there. But
speaking of inflammatory things and the N-word, do you want to watch the Kanye music video, or did you get enough of that in the pre-show?
Yeah, I mean, I had enough of it, but you seem to really like it, so go ahead.
I know Corey will appreciate this, if nothing else. So Kanye put out a new music video. Apparently, they did like casting for this and everything, and were able to convince a whole bunch of folks to participate. So interesting.
Man, these people took my kids from me, then they froze my bank account. I got so much anger in me, got no way to take it out. Think I'm stuck in a matrix, when I fuss my nitrous. Yes, I am a cuck, I like when people fuck on my bitch. The shit that I'm posting on Twitter, they telling me, yeah, don't say that. How niggas can't see me in public, I'm driving an all-chrome Maybach. With all of the money and fame, I still can't get my kids back. With all of the money and fame, I still don't get to see my children. Niggas see my Twitter, but they don't see how I be feeling. So I became a Nazi, yeah, bitch, I'm the villain. Nigga, how it look? Nigga, how it look? They don't understand the things I say on Twitter. Nigga, how it look?
That's enough of that. It actually kind of slaps. It's got a good beat to it. Kanye might be a musical genius. Just saying.
Yeah, he's had some bangers in the past.
I don't think we talked about that. Yeah, he had a song they put out not too long ago. I don't know, 2-3 weeks ago, about when they were like little kids blowing his cousin or something. So this definitely is an improvement over that one.
The more that comes out
right now.
Like, is there any aspect of like entertainment society that isn't completely fucked up? I don't know, dude. Hollywood's all fucked up. Rap is everyone's just fucking gay and molesting kids. Like, what the hell is going on?
I mean, they always were. Like, if you look real close, like Tupac was definitely gay.
Yeah, I remember seeing that interview that surfaced of him being all flamboyant. But man, it's just I don't know what it is, dude, about the whole entertainment industry. Anyway, Friday. What else we got? We got a couple more minutes here. What did we hold over from Tuesday? Anything worth talking about? Can't remember. Tuesday seemed like fucking ages ago.
We talked about the Gamergate stuff. That was like the We talked about the Gamergate stuff and the Ukraine stuff. Those were the like really big ones. We did all the Ilhan Omar stuff. I think the.
Oh well, yeah, we were going to talk about the
Did we do the electric vehicle stuff?
We did that. We didn't talk about the club that the Trumps are opening up, the executive club. For $500,000, you can basically buy your way into buy some White House influence.
Oh, yeah,
The executive club. And then there's one other thing from Portland, Oregon. About all the Walmarts are leaving.
Oh, let's do that first, then we'll do the.
All right. Yeah, this was completely predictable.
Doors are closing at the only 2 Portland Walmarts, and hundreds of customers are left finding a new place to shop.
Now, I spoke to customers at both locations, and they say the closing of these Walmarts will have a huge impact on their neighborhoods. It's a closure that will impact hundreds of Portlanders. Walmart is closing its only 2 Portland locations, leaving many customers who rely on the big box store unsure of where to go next.
Safeway is the go-to store if I have to, but that's 3 times the prices that I would spend here. So, what are we going to do?
Walmart says they're closing both Portland locations because they were not meeting financial expectations. But customers wonder if it's shoplifters impacting the store's bottom line. But many households in the Lentz neighborhood surrounding Walmart rely on the store to meet their needs. According to a 2017 Portland State University study, the Lentz neighborhood is considered to be a food desert. This means there's no easy access to affordable groceries for one of Portland's poorest neighborhoods. Well, Pete, in reality, I did reach out to Walmart to see if shoplifting is one of the contributing factors for pulling business out of Portland.
I'm sure it had nothing to do with that.
Yeah, totally not all the shoplifting.
Yeah. So I can't, dude. Yeah. Food desert. Of course. That they create these situations and then they bitch when they have to fucking sleep in the bed that they made. Yeah. You've been looting these fucking Walmarts for what, the last 6 years?
And the city allows it, the police allow it. They don't do anything about it. They so what are we supposed to do? Like just sit here and keep losing money hand over fist while the people who have the authority to stop it or at least curb it to some extent do nothing about it? It's like, yeah, fuck y'all, I'm out. I mean, we've talked about it and we've seen this in Chicago with a bunch of different types of stores that just basically packed up and said, fuck y'all, we're out. You get to sleep in the bed you made with this stuff.
And then they're going to claim it's racism that there's no grocery stores within X number of miles of where these people are living. Or it's just like, well, maybe don't loot them. There's a start. and then of course Portland loses out on the fucking tax revenue from the big box stores. The thing that's kind of funny about this is if you know anything about Portland, like the Portlandia people, they hate Walmarts. So they're actually probably really happy about this because they love all the little mom and pop stores and they hate fucking big corporations. So it's very Portlandia to not have Walmarts. But like the article was saying, like a lot of people depend on these cheap goods because they can't afford to pay the prices at the mom and pop shops. So here you go. Actions have consequences. This is 1,000%. This is like the easiest prediction ever. I'm surprised it took them this long to pack up shop, to be honest.
And that's a testament to how much money Walmart is willing to lose to keep a site open for an extended period of time, before they finally hit the point where it's like, all right, enough is enough.
Right. Like, what did you once it happens the first time and you see what the writing on the wall is, where it's like, we're not going to prosecute the criminals. And in fact, if like you, Walmart, try to stop these people from looting your store, we're going to throw the book at you. I would have packed up if it was me, I'm gone like the next day. I'm out. I'm taking my business, the couple hundred jobs or whatever that I'm providing, and all the cheap goods and the tax revenue, and I'm taking it someplace where A, they appreciate me, and B, I'll be able to function like a normal business. I'm actually surprised that it hasn't happened in more places by now. They're very slow to move out of these neighborhoods, but it's not. I mean, we showed some of those ghost areas in it was in California where like the Verizon had moved out, like all these other big retail shops had just sort of disappeared because there's maybe it was in San Francisco. There's no reason to be there. There's none. I mean, and then you just watch the race be like, oh yeah, it's white supremacy. They won't give us any grocery stores. They want to starve us to death or something. And it's like, no, you had 2 Walmarts. You destroyed them. So go ahead, open up your own whatever. Now you're on your own. Good luck with that. But yeah, Portlandia people are gonna love it. Open up some mom and pop shops. Open up your mom and pop shop. And when they come in and loot you and you can't defend yourself, have fun with that. It's unbelievable, man. Unbelievable that that's part of the same country as like fucking, some small town in like Texas or like West Virginia or something. Yep. I'll be going to Portland next month or in July. I'll be in Portland. I'll give you a report from on the ground.
I wonder how soon.
I think last time my sister tried to go to Walmart. Was that Walmart? I think it was. Christmas Day. Somebody stole her catalytic converter. Yeah.
Just perfect.
About like 10, 12 minutes in the store. Just gone. That's the other thing. Maybe the customers didn't even go anymore because every time you went into Walmart, you lost the catalytic converter. It's just like, how long do you think you can fucking rob and loot and fucking destroy things before people are just like, yep, I'm out. I'm gone.
Yeah.
All right. The Executive Club.
Yep. Close it out with the Executive Club. Donald Trump Jr. co-founds a new private members club, the Executive Branch, with a $500,000 fee. A new private membership club in Washington, D.C., co-founded by Donald Trump Jr., is charging $500,000 membership fee, and there's already a waiting list. The club, called Executive Branch, held a launch party on Saturday night that included at least half a dozen members of President Donald Trump's administration, as well as wealthy CEOs, tech founders, and policy experts. Executive Branch will open sometime in the next month or so at a location in the Georgetown neighborhood of Washington, D.C.
Yeah, this is wild, man. I'm surprised this hasn't, I haven't heard a lot of Democrats freaking out about this.
Because
they were freaking out about the emoluments clause and like people staying in Trump's hotels and stuff and like playing at his golf, like he plays at his own golf carts and golf courses, and it costs us so much money. It's like, yo, dude, he's literally selling access to the White House for $500,000 a year.
Well, and they had something similar to this in his first term at the Trump Hotel. It wasn't as explicitly just calling it the Executive Branch, but the Trump Hotel in Washington, D.C. kind of ran similarly to what this is going to. But it did get a lot of pushback, but this isn't going to be a Trump property, and it's like with his son and a couple, who are the other two founders? Omid Malik and Christopher Buskirk of 1789 Capital, the investment firm that made Trump Jr. a partner last year. Other founders include Alex Witkoff and Zach Witkoff, the sons of billionaire real estate developer Steve Witkoff, a longtime friend of the president's and the current Middle East envoy. So got a lot of the big names in on founding and starting this thing, but it's not like at the Trump Hotel. So
yeah, but I'm pretty sure like they were advertising it as like, hey, if you want to come hang out with the cabinet, this is where they're going to be, at the Executive Branch. So yeah, I'm not surprised there's a waiting list of people that want to fucking pony up the $500K to get the president's ear. But also you get to rub elbow, like you were just saying, with like a bunch of other like really fucking big swinging dicks. I mean, that's easily worth $500K a year to the right people.
So some of the folks at the launch party included Secretary of State Marco Rubio, SEC Chairman Paul Atkins, Attorney General Pam Bondi, FTC Chairman Andrew Ferguson, FCC Chairman Brendan Carr, the Directors of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard, and Deputy FBI Director Dan Bongino, and Mehmet Oz, the Administrator for the Center of Medicare and Medicaid Services. Yeah, there's a waiting list, and it says they have people, prospective members who have offered to pay. So it's a $500 entry fee, plus they have to go through like a closed screening and have to have a referral and all of this other stuff. And there are like prospective members who are offering to pay $1 million to get in. It's like, this is where all the
exclusivity, yeah.
This is the oligarchy.
Yeah, and it's so naked. It's the one thing you can't even really get mad at the Trumps. I mean, I don't like it, but it's just like, they didn't open up like 15 shell corporations, and they're not running the money through all like this web of secrecy so that the big guy can get his 10% cut. This is just like, yep, we're opening up this club. You want access? Give me $500K. It's pretty unfucking believable that they could just do that. Just selling access to the White House. All right. And I guess none of those like they probably like Marco Rubio and shit, they just get to go there for free.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
That's probably part of being in the cabinet. That's probably part of being in Trump's cabinet. It's like there's going to be a very private, exclusive club where bigwigs come to rub elbows, and you're going to be expected to be there at least every so often. And I mean, I'm sure it's probably a pretty nice party. I don't think it's
eating and drinking for free.
Yeah, I bet it's not somewhere that they're like, oh no, like you wouldn't catch me dead there. It's like, oh hell yeah, is it my turn on the rotation to like go rub elbows? Who's going to be there tonight? Like,
yeah, they'd be like John, you gotta throttle back on the executive branch. You've been there every day this week. I'm just getting my $500K worth. Plus, there's like annual dues, I think.
Yeah, it's a $500K entry, and then with a referral and a screening process to get in, and then there will be membership dues on top of the $500,000 like entry fee.
Yeah, dude. This is only like one fucking scam that they're doing crypto shit too. Like, dude, they're cashing out on this, and it's like, it's just so naked. I'm like just kind of stunned by it. Like everybody else they're so distracted. Be like, oh, he arrested a judge and he deported this guy to El Salvador. It's like, yo, he's making millions off of pump and dump crypto schemes, and he's selling access to his cabinet for $500K a pop. But okay, yeah. Oh man. There must be some legal loophole that he found to get away with that. It's pretty incredible. Just out in the open, just very Trumpian. Yep, we're gonna make an exclusive. I think it's the most. Somebody was saying this. I think it's the most expensive membership fee in the country, and the second most expensive is Mar-a-Lago. I could have those backwards, but I think that's right. I think $500K a year is the most expensive one, and then Mar-a-Lago comes in at number 2.
Speaking of paying to be part of an exclusive club, are you doing a happy hour tonight?
I believe we are. Yeah, 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. We're gonna try again.
You can. I will be at work.
Oh, you're not gonna be here. What about next Friday? Would you be around next Friday?
No, I'm hitting my weekend rotation.
Okay.
Yeah, this week I work Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So next week it'll be Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, then Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So it'll be a few weeks before I'm back on my weekends off rotation. But I mean, if y'all are still going around 8:30 or 9 o'clock, somebody let me know, because usually on Friday nights, if everything goes well at work, we'll get everything done by then, and then I will literally spend from like 10, 11 p.m. until 6 a.m. just sitting around staring at all of my coworkers and trying to find shit to do to kill time. So like around 9 o'clock, I'll probably be available.
All right. Well, we'll kick it off at 6:30. I'd like to do a game night. I don't know if that's in the cards or not, because I can't really control that.
If you can get Jay on and you can get a game night going, I will try to get on around 7 and fuck some work. I can at least participate, because I can run the game on my phone, so I can at least like set my phone on my desk and participate in the games while I work.
All right. Can you text him?
Yeah, I'll holler at him when the show ends.
All right. Yeah, let me know what he says. If he's in, Magoo's out. Fuck it. We'll do it next weekend.
Yeah, let's try for next week. Then we got time to plan for it.
All right.
All right.
Well, I guess that'll do it then. Everybody have a nice weekend. Thank you so very much for listening. Happy Friday. And if you want to get in on next week's game night and Friday night happy hours, become a supporting listener to the show. I link to that in the description. And for the rest of you guys, until Tuesday, just keep on peddling that so-called fiction. Peace.